Emma, you want to go ahead and start?
Sure, that sounds good. Okay, so I am Amber O'Casey. I'm an instructional designer with Alamo Colleges Online, and I'm excited to be here and to co-present with Ms. Alejandra Bueno. And we are going to talk about some exciting things with digital badges. I will start off by giving zooming out and giving a big picture of what digital badges are and why they're valuable. And then Alejandra will take it over and we'll zoom in on some really exciting work that International Programs has been doing. So I will go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, everyone see it? We good? Okay. So let me click the right screen and here we go. So Alamo Colleges Online, this is our mission. Our job is to build and strengthen each college's capacity. And that includes through our partnerships at district. So we've enjoyed working with international programs closely with some digital badge projects. The goal for digital badges is to verify marketable skills to employers on behalf of students. So it's giving them this opportunity to articulate, hey, I have this in-demand marketable skill. I don't know how much the audience knows about digital badges in general. It can be a wide range of things. For us, we wanted the badges to have integrity, and so we created 3 guiding principles. So all of our badges are competency-based, they represent marketable skills, and then they are issued by credentialed faculty members and trainers. This is an icon that we like to use to explain what a digital badge is. The big takeaway here is that it's more than an icon. It's not a participation ribbon. It's actually an image that has metadata that includes what the student did to earn the badge. So the student demonstrates a skill, the criteria are in the badge, and it's a nice little chunk of data. Some benefits of digital badges include validating student learning. It gives them an opportunity to get that feeling of accomplishment and I've done this, I've worked for it, and I have completed this task. It also gives them a chance to increase their awareness of skills. There's a level of metacognition that happens where they think about what is a skill? Why is a skill important? Oh, this is what that skill is. Oh, I can do this. And this is how it connects to the workplace. So digital badges are that tangible way of helping them to do that. I already mentioned that they're a way to articulate marketable skills to employers. And I really love seeing that bridge of just helping students to increase their competitiveness in the job market. We have a site called alamobadger.com. This is basically where all of our badges across the district live. So it's organized by issuers. International Programs is our newest issuer. They are on this site. If you're interested in seeing the badges that we're going to talk about a little bit later in the presentation, you can go to this site and see that they are listed there. So imagine for a second that you're a student, you've gone through a learning experience, you've earned a badge from demonstrating a skill, you want to share the good news, so you share it online, say on LinkedIn. An employer clicks on the badge, this is what they see. They see the name of this skill, they see a description of it, the criteria, the sub-competencies that they had to demonstrate in order to earn it. And then there's also a connection to live job market data for students to see what jobs would connect to this skill. Earlier when I was talking about the principles, right, there was this element of having credentialed faculty members and trainers teach or award the badges. So we have 2 credentials. One is badge coach, which is primarily on our non-credit side. They award badges. There's a number of badge coaches in international programs. I think many of them are here today, so that's exciting. We also offer something called Badge Specialist. That is more on the academic side, where a faculty member is trained to integrate a marketable skills badge into an academic course. Really, our focus today is the non-credit new badges that we've created with international programs. So I want to provide some context around what happens with digital badges and the faculty and the trainer and the badge coaches and the badge specialists. We've created a community of practice, and they meet twice a semester, and they really serve to provide thought leadership for what to do with our badges. The recent development was, hey, we want levels of badges. We feel like it gives students an opportunity to develop a skill set, to increase their marketability, and to stack skills, right? To see those levels of achievement. So based off of their feedback and some internal work and the work with international programs, these are the levels that we've suggested and the community of practice agreed. Here are the proposed definitions of badges that we gave to the community of practice. They gave us some feedback on it, and we've made some changes, but this is what we walked away with. The idea here is a cornerstone badge is the first level. It represents the demonstration of a sub-competency. After you get a few cornerstone badges, then you earn a milestone badge. Then next, after that, at the end of a set of badges, you would get a capstone badge. And then if you have multiple pathways that you've earned, you would get the mastery badge. I am excited to say, like, a lot of this work developed out of our innovation with international programs and figuring out, because they pretty much happened at the same time, like, how do we want to level it? How do we want to continue to build off of the work international programs has already done? And so a lot of innovation happened, and things came together and resulted in these new definitions. So here's the first pathway. I'm just going to do a high level. But basically in this image here, you can see the first column. Those are the cornerstone badges. When 3 of those are earned, a milestone badge is awarded. After the 3 milestone badges are awarded, then the student becomes an Alamo Global Learner and earns the capstone badge. This was developed in partnership, like I said, with international programs. And Alejandra, I think it was over a year from the initial talks to actually launching the pilot. And it's been a really amazing process to figure out, to skills map global and cultural competencies, and to create that foundation so students can walk away with some evidence of their demonstration of your skills. So with that, I will turn it over to Alejandra.
You're on mute.
You made it. Thank you so much, Amber, and welcome everyone. Thank you for being here, for your interest in this newly launched digital badges. We're very, very excited. As Amber said, we have been collaborating for, I would say, probably over a year. We initiated talks and conversations some time ago, and then this idea was taking shape slowly. We were trying to find best practices, and we came up with our own and unique solution. We took rubrics from the American Association of Universities and Colleges, AACU, and from there we were able to align also with our own competencies. So I'm gonna also share my screen. I have a short presentation that I would like to share with you. And I would like to also remind all of us that we are launching this program, very excited, during International Education Week. We really work hard for going through a pilot program. We're gonna get some important feedback from the students. 21 students were registered, and probably half of them have already completed the international global pathway. So, sorry, the Alamo Global Learner pathway. So we're very, very excited for that. And we wanted to make this special announcement during International Education Week. So a little bit of context where everything started. Well, we had a lot of, during the pandemic, we were forced to retreat like many others and rethink entirely which type of services we will offer to our students. With the mentality of having students first, and also by experience, knowing that the pandemic really couldn't force us to close doors and being less globalized. On the contrary, we thought we need to provide services to the students and meet they where they are, right? A lot of times that's in the classroom, and we created new programs like virtual exchanges. We are in the process of also internationalizing the curriculum. And of course, we will continue offering our traditional programs like study abroad exchanges. We have a new program called Genie, and I'll talk a little bit more about each one of them. But then we decided to be purposeful around all our programs. So we don't want to just say, oh, we provide nice opportunities for experiential opportunities for experiential learning. We really wanted to be specific. So in conjunction with a lot of focus groups and a consultant that guided us, we defined what were the competencies that we want to instill in all our programs. And here you see, we want to do a globally competent student will demonstrate awareness by having knowledge of interconnections between local and global issues and events, understanding one's own and other cultural norms and expectations, understanding of global dynamics by continuous learning and reflection, perspective by showing ability to collaborate with people from diverse cultures with understanding, respect, and compassion. Use global and cultural perspectives to problem solve, adapt to intercultural, social, or working settings, and engagement by practicing a deep understanding of a culture of diversity, equity, and inclusion in local and global contexts, open, appropriate, and effective intercultural interactions, and a sense of local and global social responsibility. So our mission was really to infuse all our programs, our old programs and new programs, with this very specific skill set. So with that in mind, we created two programs. One is the Alamo Global Student Distinction, which is outside of the virtual world, and I'm not going to spend time on that one, but it's also a program that where a student can accumulate miles in the participation of because of his participation in international activities. And then we created another system that is much more employer friendly, I would say, and that is much more accessible. So all these badges, as Amber explained, we have the 3 levels. The milestone, which is this level that I'm showing here, and the cornerstone, and the largest badge, the Alamo Global Learner. So going back to the competencies, how this translates? Well, it translates like this. Awareness, a student that has awareness will have the global and cultural awareness milestone badge. And each one of these subcompetencies will have its own digital badge. So that's how it connects specifically for each competency, each one of these badges. They have another name, but in the content is the same, and all the rubrics came from the AACU. So here you can see each one of these competencies has its own demonstrable skill badge that correspond to that particular skill set. And now, to close, how can I earn the Global Learning Digital Badges? Well, student will participate in approval global opportunities, right? I've been mentioning throughout this presentation that it's going to be courses that have gotten the designation of global learning courses. Actually, any course in the Alamo Colleges district can be internationalized, can be infused with global learning outcomes. So we see that sometimes courses that you will not expect to have an international component, they will have that perspective. Also, we launched this past semester virtual exchanges. From having 2 exchanges every year, now we multiply the exchanges. We're having in each classroom like 9 virtual exchanges, and we're going for 9 more next year. And we're multiplying virtual exchanges. Those are opportunities to meet the student where they are in the classroom and providing them with the experience, right? The Global Engagement Network for International Education is another new program that was created to increase engagements between local students and international students. It's like a buddy system, like a buddy program where local students interact with domestic. Obviously, study abroad and exchanges, right? So after a student completes any of these programs, they will need to contact our office. We will verify that they have successfully concluded any of these offerings, or potentially any offer that we and Alamo Online determine that could be subject for also to qualify the student for more digital badges. Then the student will get access to Canva to complete one module to prove the competency, but we know that the competency has been already being infused in their activity that they're completing. And then boom, you can claim your digital badge, and then you graduate and you have demonstrable global skills on the digital world. Now, a question that I think it's important to know is probably not everybody will be able to complete the 9 digital badges, the nine badges, the cornerstone. And the question I've been having is, what if I get 4? What if I get 3? Well, you're gonna get those badges and they're gonna be demonstrable. But obviously, for an employer, it would be more valuable to know what's behind the Alamo Global Learner, because you will have a student that has completed a really significant level of global competence. And we're very, very happy for this. We're adding an important layer of demonstrability for the students. And this is a system that is becoming more and more important in the private sector. Students will be able to show these competencies on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I'm not the expert, Amber can tell us more, but in different social platforms, and they are going to be carrying their digital backpack. So for me and for many others, this is part of the education of the future. Companies are seeking talent, and part of that talent is that they can prove that they have acquired specific skills. So we're very, very happy for launching these digital badges. We're going to be as the more we begin offering courses and virtual programs and activities related to the Global Engagement Network and study abroad and exchanges. And as you know, with the pandemic, we had to put a full stop to study abroad and exchanges, but we're slowly coming back and now adding more opportunities for students to get these experiences and then qualifying for the digital badges. So we feel confident this is going to be a great tool for student success. And we thank you for your interest and for joining us here today. Now we would like to see if you have questions. No questions. I hope it was very clear.
That's what I'm gonna choose to believe too, Alejandra. Like it was just so, it was clear as day, so there's no need for any follow-up questions. I can put my email in the chat, and then if there's something that you think of later, then let me know. Oh, I do see a question in the chat. What does it say here? How will the badge appear on the student's record?
If you want, I can respond to that one, because digital badges will not be associated with a credit, since they are based on competencies achieved through one activity or 2 activities or 3 activities. So basically any activity will be reflected on the co-curricular transcript, but not in terms of any academic transcript. But in the co-curricular transcript, those activities will appear there, like virtual exchanges or internationalized courses, Obviously, study abroad, I think it was very important. We've been offering study abroad for over 10 years, and it's going to be a great thing that students will be able now to demonstrate that they didn't complete biology one, they completed biology one in Ireland, or and that's a big plus. It's a big enhancement, and we know there's a lot of literature and a lot of evidence that proves that students that go on a study abroad or that get involved in these experiences can develop a lot of skills, a lot of competencies, and at the end, a more thorough global mindset.
I'd like to add to that as well. One of the recent things we've started doing with our badges is they will be uploaded to the Alamo experience. Is it called a transcript? I'm going blank at the moment, but it will also show up on there. So they will have a digital badge, and then they will also have a record of a marketable skills badge that they have earned.
Oh,
So,
it's gonna be there. Sorry.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
I don't know if we've
unfolding, so
talked
we
about
still
it.
have
It's
a lot
pretty
of
new.
questions ourselves, but
Yeah, it's pretty new. So I wanted to throw that out there as well. And I believe there's another question, but someone's hand is up. Would you like to let us know?
Yes, I wrote my question also. Hi, I'm Edlyn de Oliveira from Palo Alto College, and I just have a couple questions about the badges and how to earn the badges. Is this something where if a professor or an instructor is interested in designating their course as a course that addresses this particular badge, is it something that you then put into the Canvas course, and is this an artifact that is collected, or how's the evidence checked to see if these competencies were met for each student?
I think I could take this one, Alejandra, based off of our conversation yesterday.
yeah.
And so, as I mentioned earlier, there's a number of badge coaches in international programs, and they are the subject matter experts on the global and cultural competencies. And so there is a number of ways for students to access the badges, but they will ultimately be assessed by the subject matter experts on these competencies and awarded by the international programs badge coaches. But did I miss anything, Alejandra, on that one?
Well, I just would like to add that there is a whole process for internationalizing a course, right? So a faculty will have to become a student for a little bit and go and complete the training. It's called Global Learning Workshop. It takes approximately 4 hours to complete, and then they will turn in a checklist document that will be reviewed by a working group that it's already created, and they will see if the global learning outcomes are correct and what are the assessments that they will implement. So it's going to be clear for everyone the type of activities, assessments, proving grounds that they are going to be infusing in their course to add these competencies. So our office, the international office, will know we didn't create this global learning course. It was created by faculty, and it was created by our consultant that we have been working with. They are from the Florida International University. So we created this course, and now we're going to close the year probably with 25 internationalized courses. And we always have the invitation open to any faculty that would like to join the movement and join the next cohort. We have completed 2 cohorts and 1 pilot program. And now next year we go for cohort 2, 3, and 4. So hopefully if you're interested, you join the next cohort. And it's going to be clear for our office to know which competency will be infused in the course. So we will just check that the student that has completed that course will complete the activities for that particular batch. I hope we responded well.
Good. No, that's very insightful. So in order then to even qualify for these badges, a faculty, or to have this opportunity for badging, a faculty will have to have completed the training for globalization. So it's already identified like the course learn or the outcomes that must be met for these.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Exactly. Those will have to be identified by all and will have to be very clear by all. The other activity that require faculty training is virtual exchanges. And on virtual exchanges is a little bit different, but with that activity, the COIL activity, which is the virtual exchange, faculty will learn how to implement, but still, even though they do it, they will be purposeful in their virtual exchange activity about the specific competencies. Same with the study abroad. And we know that study abroad is an activity highly experiential, and we've been talking about that all the time. So because they already, in a very practical way, they internationalize their courses, we're not requiring for them to complete the training. However, they need to turn in the corresponding documents, and they can get some mentoring from others that have internationalized their courses. We really suggest for everybody to go through the training and completing the training, because it's good. We believe that the process was created by peers, and it's not a huge investment of time. On the contrary, I would say that in 4 hours you can complete this this activity and get very good tools and ideas to infuse in your courses.
And then I have a follow-up question about that too, because when you think about this, I think this is fantastic. And thinking about co-curricular activities, I'm very involved with the experiential learning committee here at Palo Alto College, and there are a lot of some of our co-curricular activities that might be happening on campus that might meet some of these outcomes. So is the training right now available just for faculty, or is it something staff can also take?
No, right now it's more for faculty, although there is one program that is called GENI, or Global Engagement Network for International Education, and that one takes requests for participation from staff as well, if they would like to do it. We don't have here with us Patty. She is the program coordinator for that activity, but we are in the process of recruiting cultural navigators, and all the programmation for the activities related to the Global Engagement Network for International Education are specific to certain competencies as well. So the design of we don't want to use the word curriculum, but the design of the programming is based also on those competencies.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome, Edlin. If you have more questions, please feel free. I'm gonna put here my email on the chat as well. Any other question?
Yeah, I think we have a question about the difference between the Alamo Global Student Distinction Program and the Alamo Global Learner Badge.
Yes, and I'll be happy to respond to that one. The Alamo Global Student Distinction, it's kind of the same concept, except that students accumulate miles. So our office will be computing miles under the same principles for study abroad, virtual exchanges, face-to-face exchanges, GENI, and all these offerings have a value, a given value of points, which are called miles. When the student accumulates certain number of those miles, they will get the award or the designation of global citizen or global ambassador, depending on how many miles they accumulate. So, and what's the other level? We have 3 levels. That's something that we were told that would be very good to have, because we want everybody to be able to participate in this. But the concept is that after the student graduates, they carry with them all this experiential learning activity in their co-curricular transcript. And upon graduation, they get a recognition during their graduation. They get these that can go in their curriculums. So this distinction is more like a real life type of distinction and honor. But the principles are pretty much the same, that guide the pathway, the digital pathway.
So another question is how can staff or how can faculty sign up for the training in cyber correct me? Is it the training for internationalized courses that you're referring to?
Yes, not the Genie. What's offered through Alamo colleges.
Yeah, for internationalizing courses, we already completed training for 2 cohorts. We sent a broad e-blast to all faculty in announcing that we're opening a new cohort. And then the faculty student goes to a live model, face-to-face model for that lasts 1 hour, and then they go asynchronous. They have like 2 weeks to complete the asynchronous part that can take like 2 hours. And then we come back and we have a wrap-up session where we discuss with peers what are the infusions that they are adding to their courses. It's fun. It's really fun. I can tell you that when we met, we normally do the wrap-up sessions on Friday, and it's fantastic because it's very interesting to see how faculty is adding these international components to their courses. So becoming something very purposeful, but it's amazing to see how in areas where you thought, oh, this is not a subject for a globalized or internationalized course, they find a way, and they put the context, they put the experience, they put the comparative views, or they bring an expert from another country. There are many, many ways that they can utilize to infuse this global competence.
Thank you, Alejandra.
Are there more questions? Latanya, you're monitoring?
Yes, I'm looking. I see a question. I believe this is going to be from a student. I'm an architecture major. Would any or some of my classes count toward any of the competencies or badges?
That question, I think it's for Amber, probably. Can you repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So you got my wheels turning. It's a good question. So there are, across the district, there are multiple ways to earn a badge. So there is this one, which we're focusing on today, which is fantastic, which would funnel through an internationalized course. So I'm not sure if there's architectural courses that are that fall under that designation, but if so, then that would be your opportunity to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And another way to earn a badge is through, it's something called Course Plus Badge. And I mentioned that just because you may see that when you're going to register for a course, there may be a badge designation on there. And that means that a faculty member is a badge specialist and they've integrated a different type of badge into their course. So that program has skills that are more general. They're like oral communication, critical thinking, and that type of thing. So it's like a different pathway of badges, but that opportunity might be available to you as well. We also have some non-credit badges as well in that suite. So there's a number of ways that you may see badges. This is our newest one that we're excited about, and that is really focused in on these global and cultural competencies. So I know that was kind of a long-winded answer, but I hope it gives you some context around the multiple opportunities to earn a badge in a course.
It was quite an adventure, right, Amber? We went through a lot of back and forth until we find our very unique Alamo type solution, really, for these digital badges. It was fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, well, I don't see more questions, but I really see that most of our public is faculty. We appreciate you being here because you're always the first ambassadors to work with the students and to bring these opportunities to the students. So we value and we thank you for this partnership. We truly appreciate your participation, your interest in these digital badges. And again, you can be, your courses can be the opportunity for students to get these competencies in their classrooms. So that's something we wanted to do. Remove the need for a student to travel in order for them to get global competence. We really want to, again, we want to meet the student where they are, and we want to provide those opportunities exactly where they are. So, but we still believe in traditional international education, and we will continue offering study abroad, of course, and the traditional opportunities. We're very excited for this. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for coming today. And thank you for letting me present with you, Alejandra. This was fun.
It was fun. It's been fun. Thank you so much, Amber. Appreciate your partnership and collaborating with you. It's great. Thank you, everyone. Feel free to reach out to me or to Amber if you have more questions regarding digital badges. We're excited for the future.
Thank you very much.
Hold on. Mariela, were you gonna show the video? We have a video that we wanted to share. Mariela,
Yes.
do you have it ready? We still have a few more minutes if you want to share it. It's nothing related to the digital badges, I'm sorry, but it's a video that we've been wanting to share, and she can say a little bit about the video. Do you have it ready? Mariela. Okay, there she goes.
Nemeu habine sabani jem jem la. Nemeu habine sabani jem jem la. Nenanam seye ne quien hepqua. Nenanam seye ne quie un hepqua. Nepuliteli eli de heima bicheli niukijali pusuli nena kateva niuki pueni hikene ukisi ema paniuki hinuni ubenek hena mesine sukulija Nuka.
You might think, what did I just watch? Why did we show that? Since this morning and today, I think it has been the Global Music Day for International Education Week. We started with a celebration with Jerusalem Academy of Music, talking about global competences and how music unite us. Then during lunch, we had Global Bridges around the world talking about music as well. And this last, we wanted to close today with this video. And it's she's a singer from Mexico, and her research has been focused on doing an immersion between jazz and indigenous languages in Mexico. So she's been going to all the indigenous communities, learning the language and translate that into music. She's trying to preserve that culture through song. And I think that's what we're here. We're here in International Education Week. We are providing global competencies for all of our students. We're providing those tools for our faculty now in the digital world that we're talking about digital badges, but the preservation of the stories that, or ancestry. And in Mexico, there are many indigenous communities have gone through that. So we have, tomorrow we're gonna have 10 minutes of her singing and a little bit of an interview from her. If you would like to come, we're going to show it at the 2:00 closing session of International Education Week. And thank you for being here. Thank you for your support and for your participation. Happy International Education Week.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Amber. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here.